Hey guys, thank you for watching. If you like what we're doing, please hit that like and subscribe button. Today's video we're going to be doing a tutorial on the 360 back side kick. We're going to step by step how we go into this, and we'll just go ahead and get into it. To learn how to do the 360 back side kick, you need to figure out the step forward back side kick first. This is going to make sure that your footwork is correct, because anything you're doing wrong when you're walking or stepping, it's going to be amplified by jumping. So if I'm stepping off the line, when I go to jump, that's going to be magnified and I'm going to be way more off balance. So we're going to go through step by step on the step forward backspin side kick, and all of that's going to play into doing for when I go faster. So on the step forward, I'm going to just take a step, I'm going to pivot my feet, I'm going to step straight through and pivot my feet back forward. So you notice I have the black line on the floor that I'm using as a guideline. I want to use this to keep my feet centered where I'm going in a straight line. I will immediately know that if I'm taking a step, if I wander off that line just by a couple inches. So when we're practicing the step forward back side kick, my typical fighting stance is roughly feet facing 45 forward, somewhere between a side stance and forward fighting stance. I'm never off of the line where I have my lead foot off to the side this way. You'll see this more in karate or some other fighting styles. Anytime that you go to do a back turning motion, the first step they make is to cross, to get on the center line. I find it so much easier to be on the center line to begin with. I don't have that step. I just pivot and step straight through. So if I'm doing the step forward back side kick, I'm stepping on the line, my feet are pivoting, stepping straight through, and I'm pivoting back forward. Again. So when I'm stepping into it, I'm stepping into the turn. My heel is pointing straight towards where my target is. My other foot steps straight through, and then I'm here. And that's just the step forward, spin, step footwork. So step, spin. And you want to practice this where you can build up speed. Again, start slow, work your way up. Because if I go too fast, I'm going to be stepping off the line. A lot of beginner mistakes when they step. They may step here and then step back to the center line. So they're making more of a zigzag motion when they step. Once you feel like you got the footwork figured out a little bit, you can start adding the kicks. Okay. And notice when I'm stepping on the step forward back side, where I'm stepping into the pivot. Okay. My lead heel is pointed right towards the target. I transfer the weight, okay, and landing into it. Okay. I'm going to be practicing my 360 spin hooks. Then I can do the same footwork with the 360, where I step and coming in that way. So if you feel it's necessary, the second step for the 360, you could just do a high step into the backside kick. Think about just doing a high chamber. So 1, 2, and I really want to focus on lifting my knees and almost touching my shoulders or touching my knees to my chest as I step through. So when I'm coming through, I want to up all the way, land pivoted, come up all the way as I come around. It's important to get that high knee lift, so if you need to stretch that out and get that flexibility, the more knee lift you have on this, the more power and height you're going to get on your jump. The more height that you have on your jump, the more time you have to execute the kick. Okay? If I jump that high, it's going to be really hard for me to pull this kick off, because backside kick takes a little bit more time. So let's just kind of go, yeah, whatever. So the second part of this is just a high knee lift. 1, 2, really getting those knees up into a position where they're touching my chest, getting nice, high, strong knee lift to generate the power not only on the kicking leg, but on the jumping leg itself. Once you have the knees where they're coming up nice and high, and you have your muscles warmed up for that, then you can actually start working on just the jump. Okay? Again, I'm not even adding kicks yet. I'm just working on the jump. So feet are on the line, guard is up, back knee moves first. Okay. Get it up nice and high where I'm touching my shoulder up to my chest. 1, 2, coming through. Hey there, Ryan. Okay. And really working on getting both knees up as high as possible. So transfer the weight on that first knee lift, drive that back leg up as you turn. 1, 2. Once you have that down, then you can start adding, and guess we're going to start with the back side kick. So you can start adding the back side kick on this. Fuck you, shit. Once you're able to do that step forward and those jumping footwork on a straight line, we can go ahead and start moving into targets. I would recommend starting off with a step forward back side kick on a target if this is the first time that you've done it in a little bit or first time ever doing it. Get it dialed in on the target, because if I'm stepping forward, maybe I'm too close, or if I'm stepping, I'm over rotating, or if I'm stepping and I'm under rotating. I want to get that dialed in. Sorry. I understand that everything I'm doing wrong on the ground is going to be amplified when I add the jump. So I want to get it dialed in on the ground before I start jumping. Okay? So again, stepping in, turning that heel towards the target, transferring the weight, coming in, driving with the heel. On the 360 back side kick, I don't have to jump as high, but I find that the higher you jump, the easier it is. I can get away with moderate knee lift on this because I'm not kicking super high. So it's going to be faster to bring my knee more in line as I'm driving, pressing with the hips as I start my rotation. It's going to be easier. It's going to be faster. It's not really going to be any easier. I'm stumbling over myself all day long so far. So when I'm doing the 360 backside kick, I don't need a lot of high knee lift. I don't need to bring my knee up to my shoulder. But when I'm first learning this, that concept is going to help you figure this out because it's going to give you more time in the air. So when you're coming through initially, get those knees up nice and high. Okay. I'm not worried about power right now. I'm just trying to figure out the technique. You just get those knees up, 1, 2, nice and high. So to further refine this, after I understand how to do the technique, I'm going to be driving through, coming my knee lift, very similar to what I do with my turning kick. So I'm not taking it all the way to the shoulder. I'm driving it up. Okay. I'm just trying to keep it low and fast. Remember, the purpose for jumping is to get rid of friction. So all I'm trying to do is make this technique faster. E3. The heel. Make sure you intentionally transfer the weight onto that lead leg before you launch. And that's going to get you that weight transfer and that power that you're looking for. So that's pretty much what I have for you guys on the 360 back side kick. We'll probably do another video on the 360 spin hook kick, as well as the, and we'll probably do a third video in this series on the double side kick, back side kick. So stay tuned for that as well. I'll probably have a 3-part series on this just because the 360 back side kick, the spin hook, the sword kick, even the 360 backspin crescent kick, it's all the same. The only thing you're doing is you're changing your hip angle and your method of attacking. So once you understand that part of it, the rest of it's piece of cake. No, it's not. It's still hard. It's a 360 kick. Okay. There's a reason we don't teach this until red belt level. But yes, this is an advanced kick. Just have fun with it. So thank you guys for watching. This is pretty much what I have for you guys on the 360 back side kick. Stay tuned. We're going to have another video on the 360 spin hook. I'll probably do the sword kick on the same video. And then we're going to have a third video on how to do the double 360 side kick, back side kick in combination. So Stay tuned for that, and until next time, God bless and keep on kicking.